being an entrepreneur. I was always like a hustler. Like I used to throw parties in high school to make money. I used to sell trees in high school to make money. But it was always kind of like outside of the traditional path. And my boy Godwin was more of a like, yo, there's ways to work within the system. And so he like basically enlisted me and was like, yo, there's this one of the reasons I had gone to the school is because when I went to visit in 1999, they were having a hip hop conference with like Kweli
Oh,
and Common and Dead Prez. And I saw all these posters up for the weekend after I was there, and I was
you still with
like,
us?
there's
Cool.
posters in the library for Common and Dead Prez. Like, I got to be like, what? Like, my high school there would never be nothing like that. Like, no school would like sanction this type of music. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to be a part of the school. But basically, the student group that through that event had like gone dormant, and my boy Godwin was like, "Yo, I want to revive the charter for this student group, and I want to have you involved because I know that you're a hustler. You're doing your thing in that way, so you know how to like move and network with people, and I know that you rap." And he was like, "I want to throw a rap a battle." So I got into organizing events. Like I said, I had thrown parties in high school where we like we booked this club called Fantasia that I don't think exists anymore. That used to be like by the South Street Seaport, and like told them that it was going to be college kids and people would be drinking, and it was like all high school kids with fake IDs and shit like that. Um, but I really got into like writing grant proposals to get funding from the school to bring artists out, and they used to have this like a book that they send to every college with like the list of artists and their booking fee. And so my boy Godwin is the one who really pulled me into the organization, and we revived it, and we threw a battle. And then the next year I became the president of the organization, and the hip hop conference that I had been excited about in '99 was supposed to be like every other year. And so that year, 2005, was like one of the years that it fell on. And so me and my people there, my man Isaiah, Chris Ikpo, um, we like put a squad together and started raising money. You know what I mean? We used to throw parties at the Masonic Temple, like in town. We used to rent out the Masonic Temple and throw like super degenerate parties. We used to drive to Indiana and buy Everclear and like just mix up this jungle juice and like raise cash that way. We had raffles. We would go to every single student group and raise money from the student groups and be like, yo, it was a week-long event where we had panel discussions. We had workshops with like the Boys and Girls Club, because Oberlin College is in like one of the poorest counties in America, in Ohio. And so we wanted to reach out to the local community. We had a breakdancing event. We had a rap battle. We had a DJ battle. We had a conference. We had these like political panel discussions. And so it was really a big event. And we would just go to each student group and be like, yo, go to the Filipino student group and let them know, like, yo, one of the DJs in the battle is Filipino. If you guys can cover the cost of his plane ticket and his hotel. Just kind of going through all the different student groups to try to put the pieces together. And we actually ended up booking Talib Kweli and Immortal Technique and Medusa from the West Coast. And we brought out EO Dub. We brought out End of the Week to like host the whole event, to perform. They hosted, the battle, hosted panel discussions. Poison Pen was out there. Swave was out there. Zoo, Vice, Rest in Peace, Pro. Like everybody came out. And even the year prior when we did the battle, we brought out Swave came out for that. Mecca came out for that, and Vice and Breeze Everflowing hosted the battle. So like I was always still kind of like reaching back and trying to bridge the gap. You know what I mean? It's like in the summer I'm going to EO Dub, going to the open mic, and then when school is back in session, I'm out here in Ohio and I have an opportunity to really like,
All right.
it's like there's a lot of money. Part of your college tuition is an activity fee, and that money is there for you to go get it. And that's what my boy Godwin was kind of like showing me. And I was like, if someone's going to get this money and this opportunity, it's going to be the peoples that are inspiring me from EO Dub. So that was really kind of like one of the big introductions to me of operating as a entrepreneur, like within the system. Before I was booking nightclubs and telling lies about who was going to be there and kind of scheming and selling trees and shit
Man,
like that. But
you
that was the
got
first
like
time that I was
that was a
really like
lot.
in the mix.
So that was a lot. More knowledge nuggets, more fantastic, beautiful shit, honestly. But what I think is super interesting, and again, I like to find takeaways, because at work, when you do a meeting, right, you sit down at the end.
Yep.
If you don't have your takeaways, the meeting's an absolute waste, right? Your actionable,
Totally.
specific items that people can work on.
Yep.
I figured you're a busy guy. You might appreciate what that means.
Yep, totally.
Community investment. You went somewhere
Yep.
different that was not your own, and you didn't come in and just try to floss. You actually came in and took from where you are at and brought to them as a gift, right? And we can talk about end of the week and some stuff very soon, because I do think we need to talk more about that. But I think it's
Yep.
amazing that the attitude you had was not, yo, everybody has to come pay attention to me. It was different. It was, yo, look at this place we're at. Look at these opportunities that exist. Let me build. Let me create. Let me work with people. So I heard no I. It was all we. And that's very important. And I don't think people look for these little subtle nuances sometimes. So I just want to address that you actually brought this to the light in your story. So that was very cool too. We can all work on that. That means that when you see a guy like Russ, he has a team, okay? Like when he says solo, it doesn't mean the same thing as what a lot of people think, right? He has a team. It's
Right.
not literally by yourself. And I love the fact that you're kind of conveying that right at the jump. You went somewhere new, you gave back to the community, and you used the valuable resources of a team, working with people, giving, and you brought a place of where you're from, because that's what end of the week is, there. Yo, I learned a lot about the team sport thing of like hip hop and giving to. There's a reason I'm wearing a Montreal's finest hat, right? Like I want to make sure that Montreal's name is represented in this conversation with such a person like you. Don't have to say it a lot, just put it there. It's what it is. So the fact that you did that is incredible. It just shows that even before you got into anything, where your heart was at. And I think a lot of people need to understand that when you hear legend, it's because their story had a lot of things like that involved in it that maybe don't get brought up. Like I was put in my place that maybe instead of talking shit about Eminem, I should think about what he does for Detroit. I didn't really think about it. I don't know shit all. I don't even have like an opinion on it. But I need to Google that before like I can really consider any kind of real opinion on the guy, right? So anyway, I feel like that's the kind of shit that you brought to the table here with that. Anyway.